Welcome to Beyond Your Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Would You If? Would you blank if blank was the consequence? Today is February 7th, Thursday, and the fancy question of the day that we're going to be going in depth about a little bit, smidge, is would you never sleep again if you were always well rested and never tired? Always well rested, never tired, or whatever. So you always felt good. You never get that grogginess that I need a nap at about 1 p.m.
The random, oh, nope, I want to do all of this stuff when I get home, and then you get home from work.
And you nappy nap for 3-4 hours.
You walk in the door, and the house just goes whoop, and you're like, wow, that couch looks nice and cozy. And you kind of walk over, I'll just sit down for a minute. Bam.
That's not how that works for me.
No.
The bed's nice and cozy. I'm just going to lay down that bed for...
Well, the couch is right here. The bed's all the way down there.
Yeah, but the bed's always nice. It's hard convincing yourself.
Well, see, most of the time I'm not trying to convince myself to sleep. It's literally...
Well, I'm not trying to convince myself to sleep. I like it so much. It's like a drug. I'm addicted to the sleep. It's like, oh my God, it's so nice. Please let me sleep longer.
Well, for me, it's like I walk in the door and I'm like, I want to do this. And then I'll sit down on the couch and I'm like, I have all this stuff I can do. Then I start browsing on my phone. And then I'm like, hey, what, my eyes, what you doing? What you doing? No. And then just, woo.
No, it's just the internal debate of, what's better right now? Doing these things that I really want to do or going sleepy sleep? Sleepy sleep wins a lot.
That's the thing, is that for me, it never used to. Like, it's like my body couldn't sleep during the daytime. It would just stay awake all the time, even if I had, like, the longest day of work. Afterwards, I'd be like, as soon as I'm starting to leave work, I'm like, that's it. I'm going home. I'm going to pass out. I'll wake up whenever, eat, and then probably go back to sleep. And as soon as I got home, wide awake. I'm like, that's not happening.
Never been a slight issue for me ever.
Well, sleep's not an issue for you.
I'm a creature of the night, and I have no issue sleeping in the daylight at all.
Well, that's the thing, though. If I can be a creature of the night, which is how I pretty much grew up I would literally, throughout my entire, school system, grade school, I guess they'd call it, grade school, I was literally going to sleep maybe 3 hours before I had to be up. Because at 3 a.m. was my best creative point. That was when I got all my drawing done. And then I'd go to sleep and wake up for school.
Actually, I like being awake at night. I just really enjoy it. It's really nice. And then, of course, I worked overnights for a little while, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
Getting off of work, and then going home, and then going to sleepy sleep as the sun rises.
See, I can do that if I can actually stay up all night. Now, because of working during the day, I can't.
Nope, go home, broad daylight, curl up and pass out.
I literally die. In order for me to sleep during the day, my body has to die. And then, but here's the bad thing though, is that I can go home, not sleep, and still stay up till 2 in the morning. And then that's when my body's like, okay, we've been up since you need to go. You need to go now. And then I die. Or I just stare at the ceiling.
I can sleep at any point, ever.
I had really bad insomnia growing up, so.
Never, not once. I'm never had an issue with sleeping. Sleeping generally very easy for me.
Well, I think the only other problem I had with sleep is even if I slept, and no, it didn't matter how long I slept for. I could get a decent 8 hours of sleep. I could get a decent, what we call a good rest, which is 4 hours. The normal freight shift. And I would feel the exact same as when I went to sleep. So if I felt like crap, had a headache, whatever, went to sleep, felt the exact same way, as though all I did was just close my eyes and open them again. It did not rest me.
Sleep cures all.
No,
sleep cures all.
It did not.
If I don't feel well at all for any reason, down to just a normal headache. Oh, sleep will help that. That's a good thing. Let's go to sleep.
See, I can almost do that now, but growing up, nope. Sleep did nothing for me.
Uh-huh. Well, growing up, I needed less sleep than I need now. Yeah. But I
also
abused that.
For anybody, but
I abused that so horribly.
I think we all did. Okay.
way beyond anything I should have. But
Between-
now it's like, nope, I will sleep forever. Just let me sleep for the rest of my life. The rest of my immortal life, I will sleep.
Between, pretty much between staying up all night, watching things, drawing, playing games, no. Sleep was not. It was not on my high up list.
No.
And then I got to a point in my life where I really wanted to sleep and couldn't sleep, and I was like, "This is killing me." And then I just started working at places that literally drove you into the ground. So, yeah.
Well, now that we've gone over the sleep podcast,
Yeah.
maybe we should actually possibly think about working with the question we proposed at the beginning.
So pretty much is, would you never sleep?
I got this. I'm gonna start a timer.
You did.
We're gonna have a timer, and we're gonna keep it at a reasonable length. And it didn't start.
Didn't even start it.
Didn't even start it. Bam.
It is
We are
7:43.
We're starting it just so we don't ramble too long, since we've now rambled for I don't know how long, longer than we should have before we got to the beginning of the podcast. Well, it's all about sleep, so we're good.
Okay.
So, back to the question at hand. If you never had to sleep again, but always felt well rested, never got groggy, never got tired, would you do it?
When you first posed this question, I already was leaning towards a direction, and you know what direction that
I
is.
very much do.
Yes. And that is why this was chosen, because we are opposing sides.
And those are the best ones. Because then it sparks a little bit of internal debate, which I think makes for better ones. When we just both immediately agree to one side, it's like, well...
It can make... Some of those times it makes for good conversation because it's a really fun topic. But as far as like the actual, back and forth, it doesn't work as well if we're both on the same side.
No.
So, we all know that you want more time in your life.
I love the immortality. I'm a big fan of immortality. I want as much time as humanly possible. And if I don't have to sleep ever, that's a solid 5.5 hours a day I can gain. And if I don't take those naps a little time... So yeah, I mean, I can gain some good time.
I was about to say, I'm only gaining 4 hours in my life, but it's fine.
But not having to worry with the grogginess or the, do I want to take a nap? You know what? I mean, we just made a special run because I'm just saying, in general, I think it would overall be better for me, the person, to never sleep again. I could do so much more with my time. I feel like it anyway.
And see, I can get behind that. I could definitely go with having more time, because it feels like you never have enough time in a day, ever. And part of it's going, oh yeah, that's right, I gotta get some kind of sleep before I go to work the next day.
See, work is what drains your life right there. That's what does it. If you didn't have to worry about working for 8-9 hours a day.
So what we should turn this into is, would you never work again if it removed your grogginess? But,
still need money.
But, my biggest thing about this question, and it is why I have been leaning towards no since the very start, is the fact that I have to have a shut-off valve on my brain. I have, of course, a lot of stuff that happens in my head, and it's usually like a bunch of just chattering that does not stop. And the only way I can get it to stop, at least for a nice little peace of mind, is sleep. I can't just shut it off. I can distract myself to the ends of the earth, and it still would not be enough because it would always be playing.
See, that's where, for me, that's where gaming or podcast generally come in. It's a good distraction to take you out of, in my opinion, the world. It's a great distraction to immerse into something different, into something else that you're not thinking about life. That's why it's great to do it while we work, because it's like, if I can listen to something else, it removes me from this place that I don't really want to be at and puts me somewhere I do want to be, doing something I actually like. And again, that's gaming. It's easy to get sucked into gaming, another world, to get immersed into a different place and be somewhere else that's not where we are.
Yes. And it's like, as I said, I completely agree with that. I mean, I've done that before. You start a game, and next thing you know, oh my goodness, half the day is gone. I was only going to play for a couple hours. I don't know what happened.
Research a color, in 6 hours it disappears.
Yeah. yeah, that's pretty much it right there. Okay. So it's like, distractions are great, but not having or being able to not sleep and still be able to be refreshed and not groggy and everything doesn't stop, I guess you would, I don't want to say mental issues, but just the fact that I like have anxiety, the fact that I have depression and stuff. Yes, sometimes those are triggered by being groggy. Sometimes the being tired does cause your depression to sink further, or your anxiety to be higher alerted, because when you're tired, you start to just yeah.
Tiredness.
Yeah. So it's like, I can understand that would eliminate those triggers, but it doesn't stop the everything moving on in your head. Like, you can as I said, I could read, I could play video games and stuff, and at some point in time, I'm gonna have to stop. Or at some point in time, those ideas, those thoughts, those things that I'm dwelling on or thinking about are going to push themselves to the forefront. It's just how it works, unfortunately.
See, that's after multiple hours. No different than sleeping. You only sleep 2.5 hours a night. You can game for 2.5 hours, be fine. Just saying.
Yes, but when that video game stops working for that...
When you wake back up!
You can't wake up, you're not sleeping!
No, I'm talking about sleep. Sleeping gaming.
Oh.
You sleep, you wake back up, everything comes back. You game, a distraction for the same amount of period of time. When you stop gaming, it comes back. Same exact thing.
Yes, except for the fact that you're actually shutting off your mind. Which... It's that whole, I know your whole well-rested thing. Okay, your body's well-rested, everything like that. But this stops, your sleeping stops your mind. It stops your mind. Maybe you have dreams that express anxieties and stuff you're going through. That's another thing. Sliding off that, I really like dreaming.
See, I really like dreaming too, but dreams are easily forgotten, and I don't dream enough.
I really like my dreams, so I tend to remember them.
Mm-hmm. I like dreams. It's rare that I remember it.
To me, it's like I really like dreaming because it's almost, as I said, one, it's almost like watching a movie, and it's movies that you don't watch, like you don't see on TV and stuff like that. It's all, two, it's almost like, it's like a mix between a video game and a movie, and just a written story. I don't know.
See, that's where great games come in. That's where great gaming comes in.
Yes, but not all gamings get as cool as the dreams in your head.
Mm-hmm. Dreaming? How about you? There's a game coming out called Dreams.
I don't think that's how it works, first off.
Oh.
But the other thing is that dreams also inspire a lot of things. Like a lot of people, a lot of authors, music. A lot of video games, a lot of music, a lot of anything are inspired by people's dreams. If you're not dreaming...
I'm not saying everybody. We're not talking about the whole world. We're talking about you. There are still other great inspirations out there.
Oh, so they get to sleep and I can't?
You can listen to things. I've been very inspired by music.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything?
You're talking about inspiration. Okay. I sing music. Inspiring. Inspiration. You don't just need dreams to be inspired.
No, of course not.
I'm just saying. There's other alternatives to everything you've put out here. Personal opinion.
Alternatives for you. As I said,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I know how my mind works, though. That's the only thing, is that because this is one of the main issues or the main opposing things we will have about this question always, is because our mental patterns work differently. My mind works a certain way, where, as I said, I can distract myself just fine. We can sit here and talk about colors and 6 hours go by, but in the back of my mind throughout the entire thing, there will be things that I'm trying to think about, or the looming thought of, oh, that's right, I have to go to work tomorrow. And it's just like, it'll always be there, and it gets louder and louder and louder. And the problem is, especially in silence, which you're always going to find yourself in silence at some point in time, it gets worse. So,
like when you try to go to sleep, it's silent. Lots of silence when you lay down on that bed to cozy up. Silence.
Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah.
Or you could just game the whole time, no silence.
Okay. You may be able to game for the rest of your life, buddy. I cannot. Even playing for maybe like almost an entire day, eventually my eyes start to hurt, okay? Maybe you don't have that problem, but I do. When your eyes just rot out of your brain. Your head, your brain, whatever.
Maybe your skull, your head. Other words would work well. I don't know if brain works very well with that particular one.
I remember when you were talking about, pep in your step.
Hey, your pep has increased dramatically. Don't.
That's the problem. I think my tail got a little too bushy. Anyways.
So we have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I think, as I said, this question, I think, determines highly on how you function as a human being. I think it's going to vary between person and person.
And I would love to have multiple people to answer that question. Yes. Our one super fan will answer that question.
Our one super fan.
That's all I've got. He's the only one who's commenting on anything. He strictly went to the last would you if and commented yes.
That's right. What was our last question? Yeah, you don't even know.
You know it's hard to keep these in track. Which one goes where and how and when and what and why. I can find out very quickly. It's right here. Oh, no, that one hasn't posted yet. So, see, that's the thing. It's like how we do these. It's the, would you live in a virtual afterlife if
so
you had to leave right
San
now?
Junipero one.
Yes, the San Junipero one. So, he said yes. But he commented strictly yes. He actually watched, liked, and commented. That's what we need.
Yes.
We have one person that does that.
I don't remember what my answer was. Was it yes?
I think it was yes. I don't remember.
I think we
either.
both decided yes, but we had an actual discussion about it.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome. It was awesome. Anything to get me towards immortality, I'm there. I'm there!
But no. Sadly, with this question, though, yes, I do see your valid points. I still have to say no, purely because...
I tried, folks. I tried hard.
It's nice. I just can't... Gaming's not my answer. I'm sorry. And that seemed to be your answer for everything.
Well, to me, between any form of media, really. Gaming, movies, shows, music, podcast. To me, any of this is an escape. Is a distraction from the real world. But,
as I said, my problem is that it's kind of one of those you can't run from yourself kind of things.
Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can.
Because, like, even with those extra hours, I could, as I said, spend more time doing what
I already don't have enough time to get stuff done. Those hours would be extraordinarily useful.
See, and that's like, that's not something I'm disputing, because I completely agree. Extra time, woohoo! But as I said, it's just being alone in my head does not work well for me. So I like being able to just shut that off for a while, maybe escape into some dream worlds that I have no control over, because video games you control. Thank you very much.
Movies. You just have to hit play. After that, you have no control. It just goes. Just saying.
I understand.
Just saying. Which we will get to eventually. We promise.
But yes, mine is just going to be no.
I know.
I know you tried.
I tried hard, folks. If you have a better answer than what I had, you let us know in the comments.
A better answer? It's yes or no?
Well, I mean, a better answer to
okay.
escapism. Better answer than what I could come up with to convince you. His name on YouTube, on the comments, is his name, isn't it? We could just use his name.
It's
What's his name in there? I need something to call him other than the super fan, the guy that watches. I need a name.
Now, can you say his name? It means Black Cat. Or you can just call it black cat, but it's Kuro Neko.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's too much. You're expecting a lot there. I'm just throwing it out there.
Pretty much that's how I've known him always, is Kuro Neko.
That's too much. I'm not going to be able to throw that out there.
Black cat. Just call him black cat.
See, that's like big words. You know, I can't even say Michael. I have to say Mike. I have to shorten things. That's how I work.
You can't say black cat.
It's too much.
You can say black mirror.
I can't do it. It's too hard.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Boulder Dash. My bad.
Neither of us got that right.
I was closer than you were.
I'm not disputing that.
But yes, it's Kuro Neko, and I don't remember.
I just got to call him Cat. I can go with Cat.
You can't say black cat.
It's too much.
Like, just put it as one word.
BK, Burger King.
BK, God.
BC.
We're done.
BC. Now
Guys.
is the drug I take for my
Comment,
headaches.
subscribe. We love you.
As always, you can reach me at...
I'm waiting for you to hit yourself and for you to fall over.
Oh! You can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at KZ Pop. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe.
What?
Sweden.
Sweden? I mean, it claims, I don't know if it's right, but it says Sweden. I don't know.
Hello, Sweden.
If you're watching from Sweden, we love you because you're in Sweden. No other reason. Please like the video if you did like it. Even if you didn't like it, throw a like, just because. Be a rebel. Like the video.
Well, dislike it and tell us why.
That would be nice, too. Y'all ramble too much. Talk about sleep too much in the beginning. I don't know. You have ugly faces. We didn't like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that. We're slowly moving up. And comment down below what you thought of the episode. Would you say yes or no? If you get the time, go over to the Twitter, because you can also... I throw a poll up there. No one subscribed to the Twitter at all. It's no one at all. It's just me. I think it's just me.
Answering his own questions.
Pretty much, that's it. So if anybody else would like to join me over there, then that'd be nice. Anything else?
I think we're good. I think
Awesome.
This is done.
Okay. Till next time! Long days and pleasant